should you switch to cybersecurity right now? Yes, you should, because it's one of the best fields in the world, and it's great. It's not boring like anything else. And in this video, obviously, I'm going to take you through why and everything you want to know, and basically how rewarding cybersecurity is. So make sure that you watch the video. Let's go! So basically, what is cybersecurity and why is it so important in simple terms? It is very important because without cybersecurity, you would have your data all over the dark web, and hackers would basically maybe steal your identity, but just maybe. That's not guaranteed. But also, cybersecurity is very, very important because to protect businesses from losing money and ransomware, and also, as I said, to protect you from as a consumer or as a customer. Cybersecurity in simple terms is basically protecting systems, computers, devices, and everything you can think of against hackers, breaches, data leaks, ransomware, and anything you can think of. Now, you might ask, what other sort of roles, or why is this the best field in the world? The best thing about cybersecurity is because you can you're trained as a cybersecurity specialist, you're trained to do many things, right? So you can either be IT support, that's straight as a cybersecurity specialist, which also has you when you go to college or university, you learn basic IT, you learn networking, you learn the basics, right? So you can either be like a system administrator, or you can become an ethical hacker, make money as hacking, right? Which is very, very fun from my personal experience. Or what you can also do is train people in cybersecurity, or what you can do is become a digital forensic examiner. So sort of cybersecurity has unlimited roles. You can basically be anything. You can also, as I said, you can become just a normal IT support with cybersecurity training, right? And the best thing about cybersecurity is what if one company doesn't hire you, you can sort of work remotely. So if you don't like, for example, if you can't get a job in Germany, you can sort of get hired in France or Spain or even in America. Now you might ask, how hard is cybersecurity? The thing is, I can't exactly tell you. I come from a very, very technical background. I've been doing computing science in high school. I've been programming. I self-learn everything. It's different for me. If you want to switch, for example, if you're a carpenter and you might want to switch to cybersecurity because you always had a passion for computers and you want to try something new, the thing is, for you, it's going to be maybe 3 times as hard because you need to learn the basics of computing first. You need to learn what even CPU is. You need to learn how computers work, how websites work, how websites retrieve data, how websites sort of analyze data, and what happens if you you basically need to have technical background, but it's not necessary. It's just going to be much, much harder for you if you don't have a technical background. For me, it was much, much easier because sort of I know cybersecurity from me being interested in cybersecurity, but I never knew hacking. So I had to learn hacking myself. And also I had to learn networking and TCP/IP, OSI models, everything sort of cybersecurity based I had to learn. And especially hacking. Hacking is going to take you a long time. So I cannot compare you, and you cannot compare yourself to me because it's different. It's like me comparing myself to someone else. If someone's had 40 years of experience as a hacker, right? So you cannot compare yourself to other people. You sort of need to see how hard it is and if you're willing to put the effort. Now, this is just me being honest. Cybersecurity is hard, but it's not impossible. I would say actually it's simple, but it takes time to learn, right? And it can be sometimes as well tricky, but it's not hard if you just put the time, if you're patient, and if you're willing to spend the time learning. Now, if you're interested in hacking, I'm going to basically at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about hacking. So how do you learn cybersecurity? Well, the first thing, as I said, you need to learn the basics. Then once you learn the basics, you need to sort of put it in a ladder. You cannot go straight to hacking. I know there will be a lot of people watching this because they want to become a hacker. Listen, guys, as I said, I am going to make, and at the end of the video, there will be a section about hacking. And I'm going to tell you the reality of hacking from my personal experience, which is the best because I'll tell you the truth how it was for me, right? You need to learn cybersecurity in a ladder based. So you need to learn the basics first, then sort of put the ladder up, right? Put the step up, learn something else, learn networking, then you just learn other stuff, then you can learn virtual machines, then you can break stuff, fix stuff, right? So you need to sort of get in a ladder. And also what I can recommend for you to is sign up to TryHackMe. TryHackMe is one of the best platforms, a cybersecurity based platform and also a hacking platform, right? So make sure that you sign up to TryHackMe. It has 3 levels, so something you should take advantage of because it doesn't ask you for any payment. Some of the better levels do require payment, but it's not expensive. If you have a student email, you can sign up with your student email and it'll give you like a 20% discount or something like that. So take an advantage of it. Now on the screen right now, you should have a graph of basically jobs and average salaries of cybersecurity roles, which are very, as I said, they're very, very rewarding. For CISO, which means Chief Information Security Officer, which is like the head of security for cybersecurity, he gets around 120,000, I think it's pounds per year, right? Which is quite a lot. That's more than average. I think that's like one in the top 1% in the UK. On the graph right now, I think it's the European one, but basically, as you can see, that's the average for Europe. So, for example, Italy is at its lowest and Germany is at the highest. And as you can see, Germany is nearly 65,000 euros, which is pretty good, right, for cybersecurity. And the thing is, it's average, so you most likely may be looking at some cybersecurity engineer or something related. It's not high role, right? The highest roles have more money, but then also remember that higher responsibilities and stuff like that. And if anything pops up, then you're responsible. But, you know, that's what you get paid for, right? That's what you get paid for. So, and also there's a big demand right now. I know there's been some laid off with, like, there's the tech industry is about to collapse or something, but it doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure you'll find some jobs anywhere. And as I said, you can do cybersecurity remotely. And you can also, if push comes to shove, you can also just go somewhere else to another country to work, right? It shouldn't be a problem, especially if you're very qualified. If you're after university or college, you will get a job easily because the countries usually want you to, obviously, because when you go to a country, you pay tax, which means you make money for the country, which is something they want, right? So I don't think you will have a problem with a job. And now something that everyone has been waiting for hacking, ethical hacking, and bug bounty, and whatever you want to call it, penetration testing. The reality of ethical hacking, that is, you need to first of all know the whole cybersecurity, and then you can you need to learn the basics first. If you try to skip basically learning the basics first, I'm not saying don't hack or try to learn hacking, I'm not saying this. What I'm trying to basically tell you, I've sort of learned this from my, not really the hard way, but I knew the basics, right? So you need to learn the basics first. And you should learn the cybersecurity first, and then you sort of should get to hacking, because then you understand how stuff works, and you're going to make your life easier. Also, there's sort of couple paths for cybersecurity. Either you can work professionally, either you can do bug bounty, or you can work as a pen tester, like make your own company and work as a pen tester. There's a lot of paths, but hacking is very fun. But hacking is also sort of, to learn it is sort of boring, because what you eventually do is it's lots of error and trial, and basically then you learn stuff, right? So it can be sort of boring to learn, but once you get the dopamine from learning stuff, once you sort of see success and you see your skills in practice, it is very fun. It's lovely, but it's going to take you a lot of time. You cannot expect to become an ethical hacker and make millions of pounds or dollars, or even make anything within your first probably 2 years. I'm not saying you won't, but you should not expect to make any money as hacking within the first 2-3 years. As I said, this can vary, because if you spend the next 6 months just 24/7, no sleep, energy drinks, coffee, and just learning stuff, then you will definitely make some money. But as I said, it's very different. You cannot compare yourself to other people. Now, why is hacking so hard, and why it can take years to learn? The reason is because hackers are the highest of the highest in the hierarchy, right? For example, system administrator specializes in system administration and some other skills, but a hacker needs to basically know a little bit of everything, and he needs to specialize in a little bit of everything. He cannot just specialize in SSRF, right? Because then he's not going to be very successful, at least in my opinion. You need to know everything. You need to know SQL injection. You need to know, for example, how to use burp suite properly, how to use SSRF, how to do XSS injection, especially for bug bounty, right? You need to know this, because otherwise you're not going to be very successful. Long time to learn. But as I said, it's doable, and definitely you can do it if you spend a long time enough. Just be patient with yourself. And to be honest, that's the reality, right? So now, if you'd like to learn hacking my way, or learn hacking from me, the fastest way, which what I do is I collect resources and make resources for you to learn hacking the fastest way, and possibly make some money on the way if you put the effort in. Check out my course, which will be in the description below. And also, if you want to get started with cybersecurity or ethical hacking, a video on the screen right now will take you through a mini course and the realities of hacking. And don't forget to check out my socials.